It began unnoticed, too ordinary to be immediately frightening. People simply approached mirrors, as they had done thousands of times before, in the morning, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the elevator, and they saw the room, saw the light, saw the walls behind them, but they didn't see themselves. Some initially thought it was fatigue, that they simply weren't focusing. They waved their hand in front of the glass, leaned closer, and only then did they realize the reflection doesn't lag, it's gone. Then the reflections began to return, but not right away. You raise your hand, you look straight into the mirror, and wait a second, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma. It's at that moment that you realize you've never noticed before how quickly the reflection should move, and then it repeats your gesture, comma slowly, with unnatural smoothness, as if it were deciding whether it was worth it. The first to notice it were those who had been staring into their own eyes for too long. A woman stood in front of a mirror. She was afraid to move, afraid to blink. And then her reflection blinked first, not abruptly, not by accident, consciously. And then his lips slowly stretched into a smile, the kind of smile people never smile at themselves. The woman screamed. The mirror stared silently. The first cracks were mistaken for the glass's age, but they were irregular. They didn't extend from the edge. They started in the center, as if someone had pressed their forehead or palms on the other side. And with each passing day, these cracks grew larger, gamma, as if the mirror could no longer support what had taken up residence within it. People began covering their mirrors with towels, with sheets, with thick fabric. They thought that if they didn't look, it wasn't there. But at night, everything changed. In the silence of the rooms, breathing appeared, not theirs, and the fabric on the mirror sometimes would stretch slightly from the inside. The rule didn't emerge immediately. It wasn't written down. It wasn't broadcast on the news. It was passed quietly, from person to person, from trembling whisper to trembling whisper. First, it was formulated by those who almost didn't have time, those who stood in front of the mirror too long and realized the reflection was studying them, not repeating, not copying, but remembering. They said that at some point, the look in the mirror becomes different. Attention appears in it, concentration, as if on the other side, someone was choosing a suitable body. That's when the rule emerged. Simple. If the reflection speaks, don't answer, because it knows your voice. It knows how you speak when you're afraid. If your reflection smiles, don't smile back, because a smile is consent. If it calls your name, don't look, because a name is an invitation. People who broke the rule then said the same thing. It didn't try to get out. It was simply waiting for me to give in. The first person to disappear wasn't special. That was the scariest part. An ordinary house, an ordinary family, an ordinary mirror in the hallway, in front of which he paused every morning. The neighbors heard a noise in the night, not a scream, not a bang, but a sound like glass, very slowly, giving way. When the door was forced open in the morning, the house was too quiet. The mirror in the hallway was broken. It didn't explode. It didn't shatter. It looked as if it had been taken apart from the inside. The shards lay on the floor, and each of them reflected something. Faces, eyes, smiles. None of them belonged to the owner of the house. He was found later, in the bedroom. He was alive. He was breathing. He was looking. But there wasn't a single reflective object near him, because in glass, metal, water, he no longer appeared. And in one of the mirror fragments, the policeman noticed movement. There, someone was slowly learning to blink. Sometimes their reflection is not you, but someone waiting to take your place.